session, we are going to discuss the characterization of microparticles. So let us see how to characterize the prepared microparticles or the microencapsulated product, as it may be the microsphere or it may be the microcapsules, isn't it? So there are various techniques are there or methods are there by which we can characterize the microencapsulated product. So very first one, that is the size measurement, that is the particle size distribution. Yes, there is a need to measure the particle size of the prepared microencapsulated product, and it can be done by using the two methods. Very first one, that is the laser diffraction, and second one, that is known as the dynamic light scattering. Furthermore, it is possible to get the idea about the zeta potential. So in the case of laser diffraction method, either in a dry state or a solution state, it is possible to measure the particle size ranging between 1 micrometer to few millimeters, while in the case of dynamic light scattering, it is possible to measure the particle size distribution from 1 nanometer to 10 micrometer. So there are two methods are there by which it is possible to measure the particle size. That is very first one, that is a laser diffraction, and second one, that is a dynamic light scattering method. Let us move towards the second evaluation parameter, that is the microscopic evaluation of prepared microencapsulated product. That is, it is possible to get the idea about the shape of the microsphere or microparticle, then structure, and furthermore we will get some idea about the surface properties of the prepared microparticle or microsphere. There are so many technologies are available with us to get the idea about the structure and surface of prepared microspheres. Very first one, that is a scanning electron microscopy. Second one, by using the microscopes like a binocular, optical microscope, or fluorescence or confocal. And the last one, that is a atomic force microscopy. Widely, the scanning electron microscopy, it is used to get the idea about the surface of the prepared microparticles. Generally, the binocular, optical microscope, or fluorescence or confocal microscope, it is used to get the idea about the shape of the microspheres or the microparticles. And the atomic force microscopy, it is furthermore used to get the idea about surface of microparticles in a nanoscale by profiling the surface. So this is about the microscopic. So by using the microscopic technique, it is possible to get the idea about structure, shape, and surface properties of the, isn't it? Let us move towards the next parameter, that is a thermal and mechanical characterization of prepared microencapsulated product. It can be done by using the dynamical mechanic analysis and differential scanning calorimetry. So with the help of dynamical mechanic analysis, it is possible to get the idea about elastic properties, then breakage force, then the release triggered by pressure. Whereas in the case of differential scanning calorimetry, it is possible to get the profiles, then furthermore heat triggered mechanisms. It is possible to get the idea about the glass transition temperature of the total system or the polymer. So there are the two methods are there in the thermal and mechanical characterization, that is the dynamical mechanic analysis and the differential scanning calorimetry. The next parameter, that is the water content, water activity and water sorption isotherm. As you know that the presence of water, it is going to promote the degradation of the product. So there is a need to measure the water content in the formulation. So it is going to control the biological and chemical reactions, isn't it? And we have to supposed to stabilize the system, to get the good stability of the product, we have to supposed to limit the water uptake, and thereby it is possible to enhance the shelf life of product. So we have to supposed to determine the water content from the product by using a suitable method. So on this slide we have discussed the size measurement, microscopy, then thermal and mechanical characterization, and the water content, water activity and water sorption isotherm. Let us move towards, yes, next parameter, that is a volumetric mass density. That is a helium pycnometry. It is a one of the method, it is possible to get idea about the density, and which will help us to control the sedimentation or creaming of the microparticles or the microcapsules. Then the flowability, that is a measurement of the Kar's index, Hausner's ratio, angle of repose and so on. Furthermore, it is applicable to, or it may be helpful in the improvement in the flowability, then which will help us to decrease the friction between the particles, and furthermore it is possible to get idea about the fine powder formation. So that is about the flowability. Then the porosity. Porosity, it is one of the important parameter, and which will give us the idea about the water uptake, then how the system it is going to be swell, how it is going to be reconstituted, and which might be the maybe the possible release mechanism by which the drug is going to be released from the specific system. Generally, mercury porosimeters are widely used to get the idea about the porosity of the microspheres. Mechanical test. So in the mechanical test, generally we are using the texture analyzer, which will give us the idea about mechanical resistance of the shell or the matrix structure. Then the swelling of the prepared microencapsulated product, it should be done in the suitable solvent, and furthermore at a regular time interval we have to suppose to withdraw the microparticles and take the weight of the Solon microspheres. So here we are using the formula, that is a percent swelling is equal to ds minus di divided by di into 100. So here ds, that is a Solon weight, then di, it is the initial weight. Look at the figure A, B, C, D, how we are getting the swelling of the microparticles during the regular interval. Say A, that is the 0 time, B, say for example 1 hour, C 2 hours, D 3 hours. Okay. Then the last parameter, that is the wetting property. Yes, wetting property of microparticles, it is a important thing, because when we are preparing the suspension, in this case it will help us to design and develop in the designing and development of the suspension. So here we have to suppose to measure the contact angle, so which will give us the idea about wetting property of the prepared microparticles. So on this slide we have discussed the volumetric mass density, we have discussed the flowability related with the Kar's index, Hausner's ratio, angle of repose and so on. then the porosity measurement, then the mechanical test, then the swelling and the wetting property. So let us see the remaining evaluation parameters, that is a microbiology, drug content and release, and biocompatibility. So in the case of microbiology, that is related to the bacteria, yeast or fungi. So we have to suppose to go for the culture of microorganism, that is immobilized versus free cells, then the cell concentration, then its viability and survival rates over the encapsulation process in the specific conditions, say for example simulated gastric conditions, and finally the stability studies at a controlled temperature and humidity. So this is about the microbiology study. So the presence of microbes we have to suppose to determine by using a suitable method. The next one, that is a drug content and release. Yes, after all, we are incorporating the API into the micro encapsulated product. So there is a need to determine the drug content by using any of the suitable methodology like conductivity, pH, chromatography, spectrometry, spectroscopy, or any suitable method. And furthermore, we have to suppose to perform the release of the drug from the dosage form by using a suitable method, isn't it? So this is about the drug content and the drug release. And the last point, that is a biocompatibility. As here we are using the polymers, so there is a need to check the biocompatibility of the developed product, and it can be done by using the MTD assay. That is, we are going to measure the cytotoxicity of the product. So this is about the characterization of the prepared micro encapsulated product. Certainly, furthermore, it is possible to check the compatibility between the API and polymer, then the core material and coating material, that is also required, and it should be done by using the suitable methods like FTIR or the DSE or the XRD or the NMR studies, which will help us to get the idea about compatibility between the core material and the coating material.